What's up, guys? Welcome back to Give a Shift. It is a snowy day here today in Wisconsin, and I am all alone. Nate is not here with me today, but that is all right. We're going to talk about some cars anyway, so let's get into the first subject. First off, for the day, we are talking Ford. So, this past week, Ford has come out with a new Fiesta ST. Now, I absolutely adore the old Fiesta ST. I think it looked great. I love the powertrain, 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine. But now they have come out with a new generation. So, some big changes here. Some big and some small changes. So, biggest change here, we're talking a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder engine. That's right, 3 cylinders. No more 4, but a 3-cylinder. This new 3-cylinder has cylinder deactivation at first for a 3-cylinder, so under light load, as they say, it will go to a 2-cylinder. It is also turbocharged, as always. It has the same power as the old 4-cylinder, so I don't really see why they thought they should go to a 3. I guess it is lighter. It has better fuel economy. It still does have same power, like I said, so I can see how they did it there. With this new car, the new Fiesta ST has an upgraded interior. It's much nicer. You can have an optional Bang & Olufsen stereo, which is actually pretty awesome for a lower market car. A lot of times those stereos are in like BMWs, Audis, up there in that more luxury range. But I guess all that's starting to trickle down into these more econo box hot hatches. So that's pretty cool, actually. Other things with the car, it has an updated exterior as you'd expect. You can go check that out, of course, in the link below. All the stuff that we talk about is always in the description below, so you can definitely go check that out. But I'm interested to see how people like this 3-cylinder over the old 4-cylinder, to be honest. Apparently it has better torque response down low. They have the turbo actually integrated into the exhaust manifold, so that'll also be interesting. But yeah, new Fiesta ST. I honestly like the way the old one looks, but I'm optimistic on how the new one performs. So we'll see. It's a very, very fun car to drive. A tail-happy front-wheel drive car, as they like to say. So it's a good, dynamic car out there. So yeah, cool. New Fiesta. Awesome. So sticking with American companies, we're talking Chevy now. So Chevrolet came out with their new Camaro ZL1 1LE. Man, Chevy really needs to step up their like naming like game up in here. Like Ford has like the Voodoo V8 and the Coyote V8, but now like what? No, get out of here. So new Camaro ZL1 1LE. So we're talking 650 horsepower, 650 torque, just like the old ZL1, but now we're talking some more track-focused things. So this is in the name of aero, in the name of bigger brakes, bigger tires, better suspension, better seats, a 6-speed manual, just like it's supposed to be. So let's break that down a little bit here. So it has a big front splitter, some air canards, and a big old rear wing. So this rear wing is made out of carbon fiber. It produces 300 pounds of downforce to the rear. So it has a lot of downforce, so you can put those 315s to the ground, make them stick, put all those 650 horsepower to the tarmac on the track via, like I said, a 6-speed manual transmission. So the car is actually a little bit lighter. It has different seats to lose a lot, some of that weight. It has forged aluminum wheels that are 305s up front and 315s, like I said, in the rear. This car is quite a monster already, but with this track package, the 1LE package, it'll be really interesting to see how this kind of stacks up against the competition of the GT350 and even say the Hellcat. I mean, the Hellcat isn't much of a track weapon, but I mean, it's still in the same category, like muscle car type deal. So I'm interested to see how this performs with such a big car. I thought it was also kind of interesting how they put this package on the ZL1 and didn't wait till, like, say, debut the new Z28 or something like that. So I'm interested to see what the Z28 becomes then, if it'll have a naturally aspirated V8 or if it'll keep this supercharged V8 that they're putting around into a bunch of different cars like the Z06, the CTS-V, and things like that. So interesting stuff. It kind of, to me, it kind of looks like a Matchbox car, like a Hot Wheels car, but I'm sure this thing performs very well on the track. So yeah, new muscle car to the game, a track focused muscle car. I like how all these muscle cars are kind of turning now into more sports cars than muscle cars. I'm always a fan of taking corners and not just going straight. But yeah, but look at this segue. Sticking with going straight though, back in the news as always, Dodge Demon. If you want to go check out some videos that we talked about in the past about the Dodge Demon, we've talked about this a couple times. They're coming out with weekly things teasing this car before it comes out at the New York Auto Show in April. If you want to go check that out, you can click up here. But this week, we're talking about drag racing. As always, this car is going to be a monster at the track, it says, but it's also going to still be a street car. But this car is going to have a drag race mode. So, like we've already talked about in the past, it's going to have some massive tires in the back. They're going to be street legal drag radials, DOT certified, but they're basically a slick. They're made by Nitto. They're going to be specifically formulated for this car. But the way that this car is going to put all of that to the ground is through an 8-speed automatic transmission with an upgraded torque converter, so it can handle all this extra power that it's going to have. We don't actually know how much power yet. They're still not saying, but I'm sure we will find out soon. But yeah, so it's going to have a drag mode, so that's pretty cool. And last week we also kind of talked about a little bit how this car is going to launch 30% harder than the Hellcat. I'm interested to see what they do with the traction control system, how they put all this power to the ground, because it is still going to be a rear-wheel drive car. It will not be all-wheel drive. That is one thing they have confirmed. So the Hellcat already has trouble putting down power, even in like 4th gear, it'll spin the tires. So this new Demon, I'm hoping will have some sort of upgraded, advanced traction control system, I'm sure, especially with this drag mode like we're talking about here. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what type of numbers it puts down at the track, what quarter mile time we're running, because I'm pretty sure a Hellcat runs in the 11s, maybe high 10s, something like that. So this Demon, I'm gonna go out there and say it probably runs at least a half second quicker. So I'm interested to see what they run at the track, and I'm also really excited to see what power numbers we're talking here. So can't wait till April to see this thing in the flesh. Of course, it is also going to be in the new Fast and the Furious movie, The Fate of the Furious. It's the stupidest name ever, but it is expected to be in that movie as well. So I'm excited to see this thing in person. I think it's gonna be dope. All right. Next up, we have a lot of American. I think all of our stuff today is American cars, which is kind of awesome. Go America. All right, we're talking new 4 GT. So we talked about this in the past already, like I just said. We talked about this in other videos, but again, some new information has come out. Ford is going to have a competition series. So basically like the 675 LT is to the 650S. So more hardcore track focused version of this car. It's going to be a little bit lighter of an already light car. They're going to take a lot of weight from up top in the car and make a lot of these components lighter, so we can keep the weight down low, so we can have a low center of gravity, obviously better performing on the track. There's going to be some more aero upgrades to this car, which is crazy. All it is these days is just aero. Man, all these cars, like the Viper ACR has some crazy aero. Like we just talked about, this ZL1 is also going to have 300 pounds of downforce on the rear thanks to a rear wing. So aero is really big these days. So this car is going to have upgraded aero, probably upgraded brakes, and a different interior. The interior is going to be lighter. It's not going to have any AC, anything like that. That's all going to be out of there. So a slightly different dash. So this thing's going to be a pretty hardcore track model. I'm sure this is going to be the real collector car out of all of these. I'm hoping they don't make as many of these, because I mean, actually, to be honest though, if you look at the old 4 GT, they still made a couple thousand of those, and those things have doubled in price since 2005. I mean, they're way up there, around anywhere from like $250 like almost $400,000 now. And keep in mind, sticker back in the day was around $150. They were even giving them away for less than $150 at the end of their production run. They couldn't sell them. They had incentives on top of these cars. So yeah, I mean, this car is going to be worth a lot of money. I'm also interested to see what it does, this new car, what it does to the old car, if it kind of raises the market even more. Because the old one is a manual, and this one's obviously a dual clutch. So we'll see how that goes. I'm interested to see what this new car does to the old 4 GT market. So new 4 GT, competition series, more hardcore, track focused, all that stuff. So that'll be pretty cool to see. I'm excited to see what type of lap times it puts down against the competition. So like the new 720S replacement, things like that. So cool car, super cool car. All right, last up for the day. I can't believe we didn't talk about this last week. Man, this car is crazy. I really like these cars. So we're talking Tesla Model S, P100D. So P stands for performance. 100 is a 100 kilowatt battery. The biggest battery, most powerful battery that they offer in this car. And this is also an American car, if you guys didn't know. It's built out in California and Nevada. So the news of this new car, obviously this car has tons of technology packed into this thing. Has autopilot mode, so it can basically drive itself. A bunch of obviously electronic goodies, as it is in a pure electric car. But the big news surrounding this car is that it is the fastest accelerating to 60 car. So it does it in 2.29 seconds for any production car on the market right now. That's right, it is faster than the Bugatti Veyron, faster than a 911 Turbo S, faster than a GTR, faster than all of those things. So Motor Trend just tested this car, and it did put down 2.29 seconds to 60. Now, a lot of people don't really care about 0 to 60 times. I mean, it's a good baseline. It's a good comparison against different cars. Does it really matter to the real world? Not really, but it's still cool to talk about numbers. So, yeah, like I said, this car, 2.29, 0 to 60 in an all-wheel drive, electric-only car. Now, I mean, if you really look at the stats and think about it, electric motors have instant torque. So they have all of their torque at 0 RPM. So it's not really that big a surprise, but it's still pretty impressive for a car that weighs over 4,000 pounds, over 2 tons, to get to 60 in 2.29 seconds. And apparently these cars, they go so fast in this ludicrous mode, like they call it, that you actually get vertigo. You get motion sickness because there's no sound, and you just accelerate so fast that yeah, it kind of messes with your head, messes with your like sense of balance and things. It's super weird, but I've personally never been in one or even driven one. I really want to. I really want to at least just ride in one. I think these cars are absolutely incredible. Tesla's doing some really cool stuff. Like we talked about last week, the new Model 3 is about to go into pre-production, and they just also came out and said that if everything goes to plan, if everything stays on track, we will be seeing the new Model 3 being made and ready for customers in, I believe it was August. So that is also pretty cool. So yeah, I think that's all we have for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit some likes, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, weekly content comes out like this type of video, so we're talking about news and things like that, and the occasional vlog installs and stuff. Hopefully once it starts to get warmer. Of course, this past week it was like 70 and now it's snowing, which is absolutely ridiculous, but what can you do? It's Wisconsin. So yeah, like I said, subscribe, like, all those things, do your thing, you know what it is. So yeah, my name's Thomas, signing off for Give a Shift. We'll see you guys next week. See ya.